we won't make it. It's not going. You see what's happening? It looks like even every institution, no, obia who train to the point that because government is placing leaders and the executives and everyone, you know, obia must please the government. Abayete so. When you have that, the country doesn't work. Not corruption. Now there's no system to check corruption. You are dead. You can do anything you want to do because human beings there, we can go overboard. Until something must put us in check and balance. This system be anywhere check and balance. Now you do pay. I say we feel not quiet your pay. I can't say being prejudice.
Papa
no. And I say you know the wrong friends in Suswan. I said you might have a problem.
And that is what you think is systematic.
I think that is where we've
and that is what is not helping political parties.
It has been so monetized. Say, message will be drowned. Within T-shirts will drown your message. Billboards drown your message. That's what happened.
Yes, not money.
Your message, we have the best message. If I see, me say one billboard, one pickup.
Baukra message so go.
Hey, one billboard, one pickup. Belly, you see. First of all, I won't blame entirely the system. Yɛn CPP, no. The only way out for us is to get ready early. We are in Tema. Now, it's my grassroots, no. Because CPP, nipa no so motiwasem. Or motiwasem we are. Now, we train last minute, 1 year, 6 months before the time now will be near Brino. Everywhere I make a billboard.
But usually, you are not businessmen. Those who are help political parties in times like this. It looks like CPP is not attractive to any businessman. Like Obia Famo.
No. That one day I won't take the full blame for us as CPP. Right. The truth is that I have a lot of businessmen who, through me, have supported my friends who are in other parties. Patrol can we say?
Me person say. Just all one now for more NDC MPP.
Me business for be
now for or more businessmen. I support more.
Yes.
Or more political campaign more and as well.
Yes, political campaign more. Ye t-shirt and man or ye be. Let me can say. However, because
no one yamau
because 10% you are saying. Over the past CPP, 50, I bet they have win and saying you're celebrating the 53rd anniversary since the overthrow of Osadifo. That means the overthrow of the Convention People's Party, CPP. From that time, we see there. Who is alive? Most people are dead. Or man, ambassador. They are any business person. We are contract free. And all this time, Ghana has become more polarized. All this time, Ghana has become say one man. Yeah, we a business person now. You will baby, and now buying banner one support to buying kakra. A juma buy won't be okay. And can not commit me a contract. Yeah, the 2 people shima no baby. And then by the time you see it anywhere, it's already given.
Yeah, they are more bidada.
If you ask anybody.
Oh, my and she shenu they are better people. They are better follow due diligence.
That is if you are lucky. Otherwise, some point to say about. If unless you are part of them. And see, at the end of the day, businessmen businessmen for call. The Omodo party now, said they still love you as the party, but officially say won't win it. You know you are not going to win. So
yes, I will now for money to deal with CPP winning. That's why they give their money to
Madam for
and get t-shirt for others.
People,
one billboard, one
and it's one billboard, one pick up a few, maybe a few t-shirt in barely anything. Just some more go around the campaign for us. But say CPP for Lanka Sempono. I will not see the baby and Caribbean t-shirts. Probably I couldn't even give them t-shirts. What they say, but they are your team van more. At least I had
a t-shirt to be their man.
No call round Kakra. But said they are out to one come so your CPP near executive. So some brought t-shirt now. They man, yeah, we didn't know man and come so me up. They couldn't even. So the truth is this: the Convention People's Party must come and do things outside the box.
Meaning, before the election, you knew you were going to lose. You won't win.
No. For me, at the point where we're entering the election, initially, about 2 years down the line, when we were aggressively in courts, I knew that if I come out, I knew what was happening. Can they see it? Don't go where it went to. Do you know why? Because people had gotten to the point where they were frustrated. Clearly, there was frustration with MPP was very clear there.
Yeah.
And so NDC, so now to NDC in chair, they did out of pain, no to NDC. And so the two parties were not any alternative, Papa. So if we had come out 2 years, as we had planned to do, organization no, to have our grassroots, which is the only thing for which I took the convention post-party chair. So we have called every polling station, electoral area, and have our executives. Because executives in the can't assembly chair, no quite form of can't chair in neighbor.
Yeah.
And see, if you're able to do that, but we couldn't do it. As I'm talking to you today, every constituency in Ghana, at least 99% of them, have a box well organized with polling station specific booklets of 20 applications that was never executed. In every constituency, properly. If I show it to you, you will marvel that CPP has. Every booklet has the detail of that specific 40-something thousand specific booklet. That means that each one is printed differently, packed into electoral area. Well done. Is sitting there.
And so Uncle Siaga.
Because of court cases. Now we fought the case. So now I believe that CPP is better positioned, especially not because I'm expecting the government to do well. Indeed, I'm praying. We must all pray and go beyond prayer and take action. Like the way the first Papa Nana Akosua said, let's all be citizens and not spectators. We must go and get ourselves involved. Don't think of how you're going to dirty yourself, because the galamsey is real. The everything that is happening is real. Somebody being shot is real. It can happen anywhere in the world, but when you see it so brutal like that, Rice we are talking, that man should have been bundled and displayed for us to know, say, the system
anyway,
and that the system is not going to tolerate it openly.
A police for the Nkrataba Mountain.
It should not. I'm not talking about police.
Soldier force should release that.
Let's say they have not been released. What I say, it should never happen. It should never, because you see, we have to get to the point where we are in leadership. We are in position of authority. I'm waiting for the day, and I say this with pain and tears. I'm waiting for the day that we would understand that we are here and we don't. Nobody is going to be here permanently, and that is inhumane to ourselves and to our children and our grandchildren to live in the world that we are living. Maybe me too Shangri-La opposite. Me fear. I'm praying that God will blind my eye not to see that and give me the eye that I will only see the good things, because I want to see good things. But me who too much filth. When I see that kind of thing, I don't feel proud as a person, and I don't want my grandchildren.
But the system works in such a way where portray say.
But car
say fino when you see them somewhere. Obia Jumano so be prafino.
Not only that.
And my say obet ball and say so keeping no be beba be fat.
Thank you. Outside that, Enura na maker. Enura fifu baby is untidiness. Rack. Yes. It's thank you. Nipa to ade queen for. It is not talking no be bra. But what I say, what take care what talking for my day. What no my dey kitai. Why now talking now? What talking we so obi ampla. Enura so fufu ho. Enura fufu ho. But a plastic da ha. That's not a society that we should be living in. Maybe we call to buy.
I yes
case. I yes the African case. I yes the Uganda case. I yes the black case. I yes the black race. We must either accept say a radical born and say pray. Na yen say we are see. Na yen ya so yin poko. Me and kwa so yin kwa kind Bible yes the radical boy say so. We should not even accept that as our lot. But if we dare do that, then we must understand. So we have a responsibility. Because we share the lack, the poverty. In fact, in Kumana Kasam podcast, baby, will be an obey say, Yen Timin can say, this is not the our seba. Near to Sanyan. They are now, because you see, and Kuma, and non Kuma. See people, some many brain, people we would not have one people, one t-shirt. We would not have been here. But we are there because we believe that is the vehicle that was used to get this country to where it is, and the most and number one political party with that vehicle that was able to get Ghana our partner. Now Emma Ghanaians here proud, the African personality. But Emma would vision out what needs to be done. Now unya a dodi ma hunipa what it should be. Now and then baby no a Jews baby obia a dream on one kasane home. Or say in a junior home, but what dream who can say when you are so not so on channel so but I will kunu or yene ewon at baby.
Mamma found quad you see a echo as well 50th anniversary near free home run after we can assess
we are sure say
Ghana today
station because the radio station the programs that took me on has been pulled down. They pulled the system down.
The system down, say.
Video are never online. They won't be able to see what do you call it? Social media. The actual TV station, TV station, I did so online. I'll be interview me. I did so honor. They asked them to pull it down. It's down. Here's my point, though.
But the question is, was the place appropriate for that kind of?
That is the point.
Yes, you now could display.
Yes, that is the good question. Was it something that I sat down in a week, 2 months, and said, "Let me go and do something"? I'll be honest with you today, and whether somebody believes me or not, so help me God, and that is the truth. On the morning, first of all, whilst we were doing the election, I had a position that I would take as the president of this country. The day I take over, because of it's been such a tribal arrangement, and it's also the fact that it's been now politicized. When something becomes tribal and partisan, it's lethal. And I personally saw on a video, one of the aspirants at the training. In fact, in this case, I will even mention his name because it's the truth, so help me God. Hassan Ayariga. His Excellency Hassan Ayariga obeye APC. And in the video me. You can call him, I'm sure he'll show it to you because he can never shy away from it. The bodyguard, 1 minute, because he said it openly. The bodyguard is sitting there. The following minute, he's lying down there, shot and mutilated. Oh, to says a car or Timon is watch all. I can't say mention.
And I said, no cry, IGP cry call, no, no crowd. I mean, he had to run for his life.
Yes. When it gets to that point, we will be sad. And I'm a Yanka Sami colleague back home, me comrade back home, a friend, no say, because station Sami Kasempuan, me Kasa about because on to north. Because me can, I get threats. That's what she told me. She told me, as she was talking, BBSC was Bolga, any Wali, and she spread Sardinia south. Now, that was about an hour before we know. When I heard this and I heard the fact that I knew, then it clicked to me. I said I would have brought in Okomok. I would have brought in a force from outside the country, a neutral force, made it so powerful and strong that the presence will subdue the fight, the people, so that in every home, it may be 2 people or 3 people, military standing there. Now they can subdue and make sure say military ammunition now. Yes, it is taken, and then discussion brought to a negotiation table. where the party say Otiko.
He's gone into that issue before.
Yes.
And we hear Ochna.
Yes.
Or started talks with Ahimfo.
Thank you. Make sure that Ahimfo will be handled based on Ahimfo. But beyond Ahimfo is the gang part.
So Ahimfo na di tuo ni ade abaye.
Na say Ahimfo much more than when you say account. So we are
territorial
precisely. And then in addition to that, we should do what the gentle giant did. We have to have a system, whilst we are talking about this, a third one, where there will be a negotiation to, what's the word? I've missed the word. Senebeya, omo, we will do a reconciliation arrangement and compensate people to start off so the pain can live and then bring them together. If Rwanda can work together and build their nation, if today Liberia is working as one people, there's no reason why we can sit here and not let Boko work. So here's my point. It is very clear, and that one day it is only hypocrisy that will make us think that we don't know what we are saying. It is clear that this fight in Boko has also become a political advantage or disadvantage to some people.
It's always been idea or what that.
Precisely. We all remember my dear sister, may she rest in perfect peace. Hawa Yakubu. She was also always working with gun here or gun there, a woman. We are saying, so that's my point. The reason why I took that placard, and I did it within a 30 minutes period. By the time I was in the car, the placard was coming, was that if I got there and I realized that they have not mentioned anything that has to do with Boko, because I believe that we need to call for help.
And Nana maybe Sasa was the place appropriate because
that is the only place
His Excellency has directed. What and soldier for
No, not at that place. It was not said. I listened.
No, it's not the mention of what is being done because it was an ECOWAS platform.
Yes, that's exactly my point. That's
it was an ECOWAS platform.
And ECOWAS is ECOWAS. You understand? If we are going to make ECOWAS, I said,
but I also had Yɛn because soldier for no afraid or more. I mean, they are in charge. They are in control.
At least
and
now.
So yes.
When did the soldiers go? Me and you were here. We're not there, but we heard the police. Police is a symbol of peace, is order. Law and order is police. The police was there. The entire police, that symbolism of the somebody being able to shoot the IGP is not something that a nation must take for granted. It shows that there is something deeper than what you and I think. Patrol, are you understanding?
Yeah, I'm listening.
For a whole IGPO to go somewhere, but a whole police doesn't go anywhere to molest people or do anything. They go to bring peace and order, to talk about how we work things out, and so that nobody is killing each other, and let's move on. The IGP has been shot at. Now, so for me, if I think, and I heard statements of people and individuals, women who can go out now, curfew, ufa house, a man who are threatening themselves, and then I'm going to sit there and hope that ECOWAS will do something. Listen, if we as members of ECOWAS cannot call for that kind of support because we think it's our internal problem, then what is the sense in ECOWAS?
And so, Nigeria, they have their own issues when it comes to more oily from the north. They also have fights.
So you should stay.
Other part of Africa. They
all have, give me.
But we can't. It hasn't gotten to probably that's
one life, one death. I am not sure for me. One death. I am not sure.
Are you okay with current measures that have been put in place in terms of Boko?
I heard
as I just
on
said
the 23rd, a whole military force. I think that military force should be more empowering than it is. When I talk about ECOWAS, you see, when you bring an attention to something, it is not to say that what you have suggested is what should happen. Though. It is to bring attention to it on a certain level so that people will take it serious. period. What I did there was because in me, as a Ghanaian, as a mother, I felt that situation in WOHO should be raised up.
You should escalate it from
We should
Ghana.
escalate the discussion. We should escalate the discussion. It has nothing to put in trying to put somebody's job in your party. So the point that they will ask my party to come and distance themselves, individuals to distance themselves. No. Protocol is worried for what? I had no gun. I will never say anything because I really believe the government is doing their best. If you ask me, I know say Aji Abayin and Kasampunisem. Say IG pu small IG pu baby. Need me boni to none but Kwabachina. Aji unsem. Patrol. It's as simple as that.
Right. Let's move on from there. Now, Yɛn kɔ into other matters. I mean, I don't have time. We would have gone. WOHO is worrying to everybody, every Ghanaian. The president himself, Otumfo, who negotiated initial year note ne money ade ka say peace na my papa de but na ye na san sorry biom gidigidi kra enti ne Otumfo chena o free enkomotwetwe no. Usually he calls the chiefs to his palace and they have a conversation here and there, and we are hoping say betimi some resolution, if not lasting, some resolution to this particular issue or menace that keeps occurring all the time. I can't boku ya bere me say me te boku kra ma bere nkomo kra ye ma homte.
It's what I'm some question back on. Do we really believe say a branch bia ye kuni ye nima me dey kan sembo na ni fi ono woni tu no ni baby ade kuni fi bae no shebe ahemfo kasa be ma eto negu ho no ayeda
say no ntina sojafo no ho no omu kwaje de tuo ni nyina afiri ho.
Thank you.
Etuo no so omu ede ma omu no so etoje omu a banyefo amo omu na etoje omu a
and na dem se ni set si a no me poacho me ba na yaje nim camera a still e wo national security for no media ono di o taking ne finish or say news
coverage.
Yeah, or any coverage keke if any coverage ni camera man on fanye na ejuma
right.
Krumu really that it should never work that way. Every cameraman on your.
Would you do the same thing? Would you do same next time when you have an opportunity to attend a program like that?
Then we say it was not premeditated. If in there, maybe baby na mchisi say obi aso wa hwewa bro. Na that's nana from point one America, nana from Thomas Kumankumah. Na nim say asem kon me dia make no. O be me madwani adidie. Na mo maame na waka na waye na de no se me ka ho asema meka.
Right.
That's it.
And His Excellency John Dramani Mahama made a lot of promises. How do you assess it in a memo?
To be
it's
honest,
it's not 4 months prepared.
To be honest,
so far, how do you see it?
So far, make say wayadi. Seriously. The reason why I make answer is say, or see a man emre, near to me, share the impact of some of the decisions that I make. A few things are why you know I'm impressed. Send me come back. Obi to say Sam George. Maybe I didn't go share you know. Would say na or you're quite knowledgeable. Tama inside problems see by and I make can be intended no.
Yeah.
Or no so can be. And she would me who say over the period no why young wajuma and was share what to do. What they are trying to do. We share like 1 million coders here.
Yeah.
If you feel say extravagant and media things are very necessary because technology must be a part of your whole economic direction. And to when you force such a number on people, some way somehow you find a bima on which me be direct in the direction I about my boy. TikTok, the American, WhatsApp. Facebook, none of the platforms belong to us. None. Even our training platform, that is ton, call the names.
And a lot of money is being made there. Also, our platforms here.
But say the whole world now.
Social media, yeah.
More use such platforms. Or more only platforms. We don't have one in Ghana. We don't have one in Africa. I'm hoping, sir. We've designed. Some of us have designed one. I'm hoping that we'll just. As he has this energy, he will be able to work with that without saying, say, I'm only partisan.
Right.
Number any Ghanaian. the red, gold, green flag with the black star. I think say will go places. Ebi Minister for Agriculture. Yes, I've listened to him. I don't want to judge them because by now you get to know what the problems are, what you have your plan. But we want to see what he does there because these two areas alone can take us out of poverty. The industry portion, meaning what it is, but it's all going to start from the agriculture. So if we have somebody that is focused, like the way we saw planting for food and jobs. Yeah. And then we also witnessed Operation Feed Yourself, some of us. And then he too has come. I want to see what the impact will be. But looking at the individual when he spoke, he came across to me
somebody who can solve the problem.
Oh yes, who can do well. He can't solve it the way we would have solved it. Because we have the agro show and not because I'm CPP. The CPP policy on agriculture, where every produce is fundamental. And if they can go that route, he won't even need to do much. Say, just like the way cocoa, whether a tomato, everything, that we will use technology to determine the word that will solve 99% of imported goods. We will export and we will meet our industrial needs to produce, because normally we will need to process them. We have too many young, intelligent people there. And now, one thing that I haven't looked at of all the things that are meaning how he's going to monitor it. If he use the same governance system that we have without adopting our governance system, which is government at the doorsteps, I don't see how. He will do the best he can do from the top there.
But without monetizing?
Monitoring.
Monitoring, okay.
Yes. Making sure that a Jumano gets to the people. They must get to it. So, you need system who say, Mammy no so they will do no or can governance the situation.
I mean, whatever policy it is now affects Nipa
and vice versa. And also can contribute to it in a way. The governance must get to the people because it's government of the people, by the people, for the people. That system. See, because of the extent of corruption, because of the monetization of politics, because of the fact that Obia but was so trying hoka or he come up with the ideas, he might not be able to.
About the economy is one of the issues that really are high and is still worrying Ghanaians. What goes into our pocket? Economy, with the finance minister area to force him.
I forgot to talk about him. He also comes out at someone who, you see, let me put it this way. Right. He's been in the area for long. I haven't heard anything new that he's coming out. In fact, I can be honest with you today. I had more confidence in the previous finance minister than him. And I'm saying this for...
I mean, within the NDC government, or you mean the previous as an MPP government?
The previous as in the man who just left. The major disaster. The one who disappointed us.
Oforiatta.
Yes. I had more confidence when he was coming.
But?
What's it?
But?
What's it? But
you had confidence
in him initially that he can really manage the economy, because now looking at where he was coming from, Yale, Deben, you understand? And looking at the fact that he had put that system together, and I knew Sesika is created, wealth is created. So when I see people who have a brain of being able to create wealth, I know they can work. But at the end of the day, I say the crab disease syndrome. One where you are caught up in basket, no be pulling down. If you're not careful, greed, any trying to get back at people, those kind of things. One way you best say whatever brains you believe you have, Yeah. So, I'm here to find out what I believe. And I can only come back to my CPP policy. I'm sorry. The policy that we came up with on the economy is called Ghana shares. Ownership of the economy. That the Ghanaian must take back ownership. That everybody must be given some equity in the possession of the Ghanaian wealth. So we must find a certain amount of money, and I can show them how they find the money without even going to borrow the money. They must find, and I was looking about 25 billion to 50 billion, where everybody that is put into some strategic area of agriculture and industry and technology, so that the young people of this country's energy, their creativity can be unleashed. If you don't unleash the creativity of the youth, unleash the creativity of the individual, now focus just on workers, i.e. the workers within the formal sector. When over 90% of workers are in the informal sector, what you might end up doing is that you have a good, the physical numbers will look, say, inflation is going down, doing this, but
as we speak, $1 is to 14 cedis, 69 pesos. Dollar is coming down a bit.
Thank you. But you know, as we speak, the kenke price is higher than before. As we speak, dokono, plantain, anything is more expensive than before. So as we speak, you get my point. That's what we are talking about. They will be able to put the numbers on paper, the fiscal numbers, the macro economy would be looking well, because the world indicators that they are looking at is not what they should be looking at, the social indicators, whether the life of the people are improving. And I can't just say a strong part of us are in the informal sector. And who say under my bridge in Sopitia, Okada, for within a short time, about 50 of them will come and park under the bridge, the Kanda Bridge. Then the women who are selling will park there. And you know the question I'm asking myself. Within a short time, I want to not me penkasi. Let me ask you a question. Because you're so tall, you know. Who is going to pay her? Do you have any provision in place? Do you have the data? Do you have the statistics to understand that 1 million over of such women and everyday people, the hawkers on the street, why should anybody be carrying something on their head? Why should somebody just be there? There's no provision, nothing in the system. So that is what I'm saying. I've heard them and I pray they work. By that, I can sleep and say confidently that Ghana is going to really work, and we will not be comparing ourselves to Nigeria and things. No, when we were talking about ECOMOG and people dying, you were comparing to Africa. But you didn't compare to any other country, any developed country. Because no developed country has that kind of killing in a place that will be prolonged for a long time. It doesn't happen. Patriotic say. It won't happen. Because every death is important. Every life matters. But in our part of the world, if it's not your child, if it's not you, then it won't matter. But if it's somebody else, some people even told me that, what am I talking about? Let the barbarians kill them. People are being barbaric and we are here. I'm talking about disgracing Ghana. What are you talking about? Disgracing Ghana. The person is not a Ghanaian. And do we even know what is coming from the border there? We just sit here and think it's nothing. You better die to set the tortoise and that bird who was lying there and said, don't you be singing because the answer is coming. Say, oh, no. But at the time when the hunter heard the bird and shot him, where did the bird fall? Next to that tortoise, and they picked the tortoise. So here is my point.
Right.
Where we stand today, the economy of this country, you must have a leader who is committed to the people. We under our policy, we said that we would be giving every Ghanaian would have equity of at least 20,000 into industry. And what it meant was that it's not like we're going to take 20 million people and give everybody 20,000. People didn't get it. Everybody, if it's 1,000 Ghana, it means that we are going to make sure that at least 20-something billion was available. You want to put up...
From where?
The same from place. The same from place now. Amawudika over 850-something million. Still, billion. The same from place. We paid... We destroyed the economy and still paid over 20-something billion. When you want something, or see the intensity is the mother of invention.
Why are by Mami Misa about Chief Justice current situation she finds herself? What's your thought about that?
My thought is simple. It goes beyond even Obasem. It's two for me. It's two things. We always take a man for granted. Obaya idea we always marginalization. No share case that is so sensible. I mean, the law, does the law allow that? Law
No.
not allow, allow.
No.
The law does not allow.
No, according to Omomran.
Oh, now why
If
should
it's a private visit, you cannot let her bind to your Madi.
so a bind here? I mean, mathematics. What would the minimum say? Sir, I did you, mammy, and ye be and Nunti, a chief justice said, Che, let me tell you something where I have a problem. I have a big problem. Anything that attacks or infringes on the rights of people, the judiciary, that makes the judiciary not independent. It does not matter whether it's your mother or you, even you who is doing it. Kai who say, "Obi na kan sister wo we ofra." Share one sa. You understand? Know that there's a similarity, so a bit matter. I don't think that there must be. I would say, step with caution when we are dealing with judiciary. We should step with extreme caution. We should not let that power be in the hands of the executive too much, in the hands of any political party.
But it's in the constitution what to be done.
And I'm making it's the constitution of what should be done. No, it's you and I say there's an attempt. When you see something, you can see clearly that a debut hobby I did wait here immediately back on a bonnie so unify. Maybe so hard a caution. It be so hard you tread with caution just because who per se system now or handle side and handle. The judiciary authorities and the judiciary itself should be able to deal with the woman. It shouldn't be something coming from outside. It shouldn't be that some suspension is coming from somewhere just because Sabil all too quiet. No, any senk or in the back or in the back.
That is in the name of well, it's one of the things they are talking about. But I mean, the petition says a lot of.
But I mean, my example because if it comes that flimsy, then it looks as though I believe that yen fight say and go through a process. When it goes through a due process, now I will say why not? Now it's like it becomes a lesson to the next person. And it strengthens the institution.
Do you think the process should be a public hearing?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Not only that, I don't think the woman should be suspended. I really don't think so. For what?
I think now you are the head of the institution. You might interfere in the process. Might. That's the word I used. And that is why if you are police, you should not say more interdicting it and you now only for come back.
Answer na police ni you should not say more can say interdicting. You say you be na police ni you should ma you interdict omo. I say your case kese. Clear. Yes, obi the case be buy ya pe no and obi the petition buy no. Me I've been a victim.
You have.
I have been a victim of people in authority or a group of people using their power trying to take you out and therefore not going through due process. And I stood because I said let's go through the due process. You can't just come in and do you know how many times people wanted to just take me off because people want your seat. So we should guard the thing a little. Any reason behind the UFO said answer. Otherwise, anybody can come out and do anything. And you see, I just say MPP ban my omodia, NDC ban my omodia. Mommy, I cannot cry no. Me, I'm CPP. I am not MPP. Will never be MPP, and I'm not NDC. And I will never be NDC. I am CPP. Period. Because I am Osagyefo party, and I believe in the ideals of Osagyefo. I believe that we must make Ghana work first. And to say, you can. There's other systems. Say Supreme Court, I was for past 17. Not say for past 17. Make sure you call for. People use all kinds of systems, but when you attack the institution itself, Now I mean because of ABC, they must suspend it now. It's too much in the front in the fore of people. It's an upfront. If you say it hits us too much. Media, the woman no, now there can always be a committee that will look into this one. So
there's a committee at the moment, 5-member committee.
That committee should not suspend. She shouldn't be suspended whilst the committee is put in place. I don't know why. And that's why I picked the one that maybe several things, but one of them is obvious one. So to plan and listen. And yet, Hanyet say I was Ghana and a parliamentarians. It's me almost salary. Now it be no more salary. So many things, but we didn't
double salary.
Yeah. But did we see anybody being taken out of parliament? I know sometimes we shouldn't go overboard with our ambitions. It makes executive power, when it works like that, it makes it scary. It makes it scary. And nobody should think it's safe. When the judiciary is attacked, and nobody, even including that executive power, it's not safe, because you'll be surprised to know the extent and the barriers and what people can break, like what we are seeing in other parts of the world. They will come and use executive power and do so many things. I think judiciary should fight themselves. If the woman has erred, let them take her through a due process and let the system and the law deal with her. If the law cannot deal with the woman, then we need to change something. That is where you improve your system. Then you realize that even when the law was supposed to deal with this one, because she's part of the system, because of ABC, she used this clause to come out of it. So let's see how we affect that at the legislature.
Yeah.
If we can't use these things to improve ourselves, now you pay quick fix because we want to retaliate or get back at somebody, or we want to quickly do something, I don't think it will move us forward as a nation.
That's it. There are other areas we could have looked at, but my time also. It's unfortunate. Obesenjina as a CPP flag bearer with 1 billboard, 1 car.
Oh, this time I trust you there. I'll come, but
we'll be getting more than 1 billboard.
Because people will put their billboards for me and they will brand their own cars for us. Because they will get the message.
Right. Oh, did you ever consider taking my brother as your running mate?
Your brother is my sweetheart. I really like him. I like the way he thinks. And he's a strong Osage. It was my time that he came back to join the Convention People's Party. Yes.
You did?
I would have. Right. But, it's politics, and it's not a decision that you make by yourself.
Okay. So you actually did?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Nana Akosua for dance so enemy. Nipa Oteneka, former flag bearer, still the leader of CPP, right?
No, not the leader, but still the current, the only flag bearer current in 2024. For my mind.
Nede Nana Akosua Kumankumah. Now telling Kano. Actually, not dream about current situation or the current Ghana in some so. Yes, also it's not your best no what trick up him said no do bebo. Yɛn Nsɛmpa II and the Debeshia, Nana Akosua for dancing meeting, Minikobo, Neye Juma, Harry Elud Yankee, Nana Kwame Opoko, the producer, Loyalty production assistant. Or Dom Domi or China Bessia. Ya nefu. Me kwa